One of the solo pianist's biggest dilemmas is what to do with their left hand. Today I'm going to show you some easy to understand bassline techniques for the aspiring jazz pianist. One of the things bass players keep in mind is that they play the root of a chord first, and then they can move on to other techniques. So in keeping with the tradition of using roots first, under each new chord change, I'm going to play this chromatic bass line and give a little pulse to the second note. Which helps move the music forward. Like that. Now we're going to do roots but as broken octaves. Same chord progression. You can do them bottom to the top or top to the bottom. Or mix and match. There you have it. Before we go any further, I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll find playlists as well as tutorials, tips, and ideas for piano improvisation and arranging. Each of my books have a couple of pages on how to create walking bass lines. The book talks about walking bass lines, but today I'm going to expand the ideas 1 and 2 to cover a little more in-depth things you can do with just the roots, and also roots and fifths applied to Bossa Nova and Latin bass lines as well. That last example was a demonstration of using roots only. Now we're going to get a little more adventurous and play with the root of the chord and the fifth of the chord. And all the future examples are going to use this chord progression. D minor 7, G7, C major 7 or C6, E minor 7, A7. Here's one way you can play a walking bass line using just the root and the fifth of the chords. Let's talk about a technique I call the seesaw. What you do is you put your third finger on the root and then come to the upper fifth and then the lower fifth and bounce back and forth like. This can also be done in a softer way for a Brazilian style here, more or less. A little Bossa Nova. Okay, let's try another Brazilian beat. This one, the Samba, which is more percussive than the Bossa Nova. Again, the left hand is using roots and fifths and the same chord progression. Hi there. I'm going to put a couple links in the description to a couple experts, one in the Brazilian style and another in the Latin salsa montuno style. And a variation on that. Again, thank you for subscribing to Debbie Denke Music, and look forward to adding on to more ideas about bass lines and other techniques.